Dear friends, good evening. Today I would like to do an important video on Sade Sati. So the time that everybody is scared of, the 7.5 year, the longest time. So I would like to clear a misconception that Sade Sati is not a dreadful or a scary time, provided if you go with caution. First, people who are pure at their heart and in their actions, they won't much affected by Sade Sati period. People who are egoistic, people who are not ethical, people uh, who lead a show off life, definitely Saturn is going to kick them during Sade Sati time. So I did a Telugu version of Sade Sati, and the response was very good from all the audience. So then I thought, let me do an English version so that everybody across the globe get a chance to have some insights about Sade Sati. So when it comes to any transit reading, I always emphasize that you need to look at your birth chart and your Mahadasha and Antardasha. The Sade Sati results are only scary and problematic only if a person runs Saturn Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha, and started running Sade Sati in Moon Gochara. Then the effect of Saturn is threefold. So then that particular Sade Sati 7.5 years is going to be very heavy for the person. These people, they have to definitely undergo some counseling and follow remedial procedures as per ancient texts in pleasing Saturn and lead a disciplined life, because Saturn is a, if you understand the characteristics of Saturn, Saturn is a planet that brings a structure, a discipline, a culture, a system. He draws boundaries, what to do, what not. And if you align to that Saturn's energy, you can easily sail through this Sade Sati period. So now let us consider this Sade Sati period, Saturn's first phase, like Saturn transiting 12th from Moon, what happens? So before that, I would like to emphasize the period when the Saturn transits 11th house that the person experienced before Sade Sati begins. That time was a kind of a blissful Raja Yoga time, because Saturn in 11th house, he does extremely well. You have name, fame, money coming in, and your investments give fruitful results, and you have very good public relations, and you do well whether it is business or career. People who are in service, they get promoted when Saturn transits 11th house. Who are in business, they expand their business and they see results, very good results. So it's kind of like the person was in shade, shielded by some umbrella, and all of a sudden he actually moved to a hot, sunny climate. That is what, when Saturn moves from 11th house to 12th house from Moon. That's why people feel the difference. But it's not, as scary as it is supposed to be, because the person already enjoyed the comfort and luxury of Saturn being in 11th house. When he comes to 12th house, it's like something, all of a sudden you are coming from shade to a sunny, hot, extreme weather, and you feel like irritated. You don't have that comfort. So especially 12th house is a house of investment. So people say 12th house is also house of loss. Yes, in one sense it is loss, because when your investment is not driven by a proper guidance and intellect, definitely it will lead to loss. So Saturn when transits 12th house, the first thing most of the people experience, like whether he is a businessman or an entrepreneur or a serviceman, their investments, they do huge investments. Their money is stuck. Their bank balance is kind of drained because 12th house is house of investments. They leverage that energy because Saturn, as I always mention, Saturn is a slow moving planet. In any house he resides 2.5 years. It's too long. That's why people suffer a lot because it's not something that is going to change in 6 months or 1 year. It's a 2.5 year period. People have to wait. So when Saturn transits to 12th house, he influences an individual to leverage his investment potential. He keeps pumping money, whether it could be real estate, business. The person actually loses the conscious of what is the end of it, and he's really not sure when he's going to get the returns. Like that, actually, his money is stuck. And also, 12th house is a house of that emotional baggage. So Saturn always creates conflicts, breakups with a person with whom you are emotionally connected. That could be spouse, mother, or whoever it is. Saturn creates gaps. So it is always advisable to stay away and be in a grounded light mode during Sade Sati times, especially when Saturn transits 12th house from moon, because 12th house is some subconscious mind, and Saturn takes control of moon, and the fear starts within an individual. Negativity, they feel a lot of negativity. So now, to understand the effect of Saturn in 12th house, you need to understand what houses Saturn would influence when he is positioned in 12th from moon. So Saturn has two special aspects in addition to his regular aspect, which is 7th aspect. He has a 3rd aspect and 10th aspect. So with his 3rd aspect, he aspects 2nd house, which is family, bank position, and self-expression. So he blocks these three things initially, and he takes control of moon. And with the 7th aspect, he aspects 6th house. What is 6th house? 6th house is debts, hidden enemies, and diseases. So he amplifies these three elements. And with the 10th aspect from 12th, he aspects your 9th house, which is your father. So your relationships with your father-like figures, father side people, that won't be smooth. And also 9th house is a house of fortune and guru. So your fortune won't be that good, and you feel lack of guidance, because 9th house is also house of guidance and gurus. So this is what Saturn does when he moves to 12th house. After that, Saturn moves to your moon sign, which is your Chandra Rashi. So as I mentioned, Saturn is a planet of delay and restriction, discipline, and conditions. He creates a fear in the individual. The person becomes very pessimistic because he already experienced the 12th house Saturn. So sitting in the moon sign, he aspects your 3rd house. So that basically impacts your relationship with your younger siblings. And also the younger sibling may see some turbulence in his life. And with his 7th aspect sitting in your moon sign, he aspects your 7th house.